Hey guys, so today I'm doing a tutorial inspired by Miranda Lambert and Carrie Underwood in the new music video Somethin Bad. I especially took my creation to the Carrie Underwood side because I think her look was a little bit more on the wearable side. Although I loved how edgy and rock and roll Miranda's look was. I absolutely loved this music video and I think the ladies look absolutely fabulous together, and just big hair and the makeup and just the sassiness, and I just love it. I've gotten quite a lot of requests for this look, and I definitely wanted to do it because I feel like this is your classic go-to clubbing look. I think that when you ask someone on the middle of the street and you're like, describe a clubbing look to me, I think most of the people would describe as this look is, because it's got that really black, glittery, daring and sexy feeling, but with the nude lips and then the flush of blush, and just I think this is the classic clubbing look. So yeah, if you would like to know how to get this look inspired by Miranda Lambert and Carrie Underwood for the music video of Somethin Bad, then please stay tuned. Okay guys, the first thing I'm going to do for skin is prime and moisturize, and I actually already filmed this part because I'm doing a first impression video on these products, but the products I applied were the Good Skin Lab's True Hydration 24-Hour Gel Cream, and this is a cream that is supposed to make dry skin this amazing hydrated cushion of a skin, and I just tried this out and I filmed it for a first impression video, and that is going up in a couple of days, I think weeks actually. And what I also talked about in that first impression video is this Good Skin Lab's Pore 365 all over pore reducing serum. It makes the appearance of pores smaller or disappear, but I basically wanted to try it to see if it really keeps shine on my T-zone at bay. So I applied this combination right here to my face, and I will have a full first impression video on that later on throughout this month. Okay, so for foundation, you want to go for that extra flawless look today because Carrie, just her face was absolutely flawless and just flaw free and just looked amazing. So what I will be using for that is my L'Oreal True Match in N1, just because this gives me that perfect coverage without going too far, and I'm just going to apply that with my Makeup Geek foundation stippling brush. Okay, for concealer, it should have come as a shock that I'll be using my MAC Pro Longwear in NC15 because it works, it makes you look flawless, and that is what we want for today. And I'll be buffing that in with my F86 by Sigma. Oh, just look at the difference that makes. Lifted and perfect. Okay, once that is on, I'm going to set my face using my Chanel Natural Loose Finish Powder in 20 Clair. And I'm also going to do brows and one eye off camera. And as always, then I will be back. First thing I did to the eyes was apply a primer to the entire eyelid area to prevent everything from creasing. And for this I used my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Now I'll be going into the Saucebox Etude palette, and I'm taking this color right here. And I'm placing the shade on the outer half of my crease and then blending out. You don't want to go to the inner corner, you just want to keep it here on the outer part, blending out. You then also want to take a smaller precise brush and run it along the lower lashes. Now I'm going to take a Chanel Stilo eyeshadow in Black Stream, and this is a beautiful glimmering black. And I'm first going to build this up near the lash line. And it's just a shimmering, beautiful black, which you want to apply to the very inner corner. You don't have to be super neat with it, just don't get it everywhere. And then I want to build it up here on that outer part, like that, just like that, and then with a brush, I'm going to start buffing that in to the eye and the outer corner and the crease. Just basically diffuse this pencil. Okay, once I got that, I want to go into this Deeply Dashing Pressed Pigment by MAC. And then I'm going to stick Deeply Dashing or apply rather, onto that inner part of the lid, blending up to the crease and meeting with that black here. And this will give a nice touch of sparkly shimmering brown, which will make it a little bit more wearable. I'm going to go into my Sauce Box Etude palette again and highlighting with these two shades right here. And first I'm just highlighting my brow bone, as you would do with every look. But then I'm going to take a little bit more and focus on this very inner corner here by highlighting it. This will open up the eyes later on, but also kind of diffuse the edge of that pressed pigment, as it can be a little bit harsh. I'm now taking this color from the Etude palette, and with that I'm lightly gonna diffuse the outer crease, the black part, and then work my way into that deeply dashing pressed pigment to make the edge here seem a little softer. Okay, then I'm going to take some matte black eyeshadow and run it closely to my lower lash line. And you mainly want to keep it thin the more you go towards the inner corner, and the more you go towards the outer corner, you want to blend and drag it down. And then you want to take it towards that outer corner here and connect it to the crease. And you definitely want a really rounded smoky eye shape. And then I'm going to pick some of that deeply dashing pressed pigment up with my finger again and carefully press this kind of all over to get that sparkle everywhere, because you could definitely tell with both Miranda and Carrie that they had sparkle going everywhere. So don't be afraid to just tap this on. For my inner corner, I'm highlighting with a light reflective champagne color. And then to finish the look off, I'm applying some black kohl to my waterline. And to completely finish this eye look off, all you need is a little bit of mascara. I'm using my Waterproof 3D Extra Black by Makeup Studio. And for lower lashes, my MAC Extend Play Giga Black Lash. And for falsies, I'm going to go with the XO Beauty Romantics. So for cheeks, you want to go contoured with a pop of pink and some glow. So first I'm going to contour using this Ben Nye Powder Rouge Contour number 1. I'm also going to contour my forehead a little bit. Then for blush, I'm going to go with MAC's Mineralized Blush in Dainty. And you really want it on the center of your apples of your cheeks. So really smile and pop it right here in the middle. And then for that beautiful luminous glowy highlight, I'm going to make a mixture between my MAC's Lightscapade Mineralized Skin Finish and the Extra Dimension eyeshadow by MAC called A Natural Flirt. And I'm just popping that on the highest points of my face, and this combination is stunning. Okay, for lips, you want to go for a really pale nude glossy look, and I'm going to go with my MAC Myth lipstick. I've been really gravitating towards this a lot lately. I used it a lot when I was around 15, 16 years old, then kind of stood away from it a couple of years, and now in my 20s, I'm starting to love this color again. So I'm just going to completely blank out my lips with this to get me started. And then because I think that is way too pale, I'm just going to do the duck face and kind of tap it off until I like the color. And then for my gloss, I'm going to use NYX's Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie. This is the perfect match. Oh, they smell so good. And that, guys, concludes this tutorial inspired by Miranda Lambert, but especially Carrie Underwood, for the music video of Somethin Bad. So thank you guys so much for watching. For a full list of every single product mentioned and used throughout this entire video, go to my blog, Nikkietutorials.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That all is Nikkietutorials. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you liked it. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.